Good morning. I see that Yash is muted. Good job, Yash. Now that we're ready to start class. Yep, and Aaron and David and Gavin, Taryn, Connor's in them. Good job, guys. Okay. And remember, your chat also needs to not be turned off, or it needs to be turned off. You can't be using the chat feature.
Okay. How do you turn it off?
I left my math book downstairs. Give me 1 second.
You don't have to turn it off. You could just not use it.
Okay, how do you turn it off, though?
I don't know. Just don't type anything.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. All right, last class for the week for you. Woohoo!
Yay!
All right. Something really funny this morning, what some of the 8th graders did was that today was supposed to be a dress down day if we were in school. So Brian Stout and Luke Hilkert actually wore their uniforms to school today, and they were like, "Oh, Mrs. Palmer, we forgot to dress down." I'll show you a picture of Brian, or it's Luke.
Wow.
It's like, Mrs. Palmer, I forgot to dress down today.
Wait,
okay.
They actually wore the uniform to the online meets? God, who does that?
Okay, we're going to check our homework, which was page 465, numbers 1 to 6.
Mrs. Palmer, I took my test twice. The first time I got 2 wrong, it actually changed my answer because you know how the dots are set up?
Yep.
I clicked the one above it thinking that was the dot that it meant, and I did that for 2 of them. So I got those 2 wrong. So I did the test again and fixed them.
Okay.
Is that
yeah. Okay? Yep. I'm just wondering how, because some of them weren't coming through to me. I know yesterday I met, I'm going to look. Yesterday I met with David Summer, and he's told me he did it, but it hadn't come through. And the reason was he had done it on a different link than in the, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Okay. Let's hang on a second. Mrs. Palmer can share. Okay. And we'll go. Okay. So can you see my screen? It says you have a test to take. Go to the classwork tab and click on the link. So if you go there, there's the test. And it says, please click on this.
Wait, why is it saying one only submitted it? I did it too. I submitted mine. I sent it to you like 20 times.
Oh yeah, I did that too. I remember doing that.
I sent it to you like 20 times.
Yeah, it keeps coming to me that
I sent it, then I hit my back arrow on accident, and then it said you didn't do the test. But I sent it in like 5 times.
You sent me 5 of them?
Well, no, but like, is mine in there?
Taryn's is here.
I already did this.
I did it today too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep digging around, see if it comes up somewhere else. Let's see. It was pretty easy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's giving me Brooklyn.
Mrs. Palmer?
Yeah.
It's saying they're missing because
it only works if you turn it in.
Oh,
Okay.
But
But
you only gave us a link. You didn't have anything to turn
then
in.
how did Brooklyn and Taryn turn it in?
They probably just clicked turn in and turned in nothing. Because if you look at Taryn, well,
Yeah, I if you look down, I told you what happened. If you scroll down on that page,
because it says
I was like,
there's a classwork section, and that's what it's expecting. It's expecting us to send you the link to our work, but we just did it on Docs. So you should just have to go on Docs.
You did it in Google Docs?
It says in Google Docs right there.
Okay, let's take a look. Maybe it's there.
It's not. Yeah, it says
We'll see.
docs.google docs.
Yeah, all right, let's look there.
Because I've already done this once, and now I'm going back in, and it says it's not there. It has absolutely
same.
nothing, no answers.
it just
It's
says
because
missing.
it's a link. I think what we have to do is we have to create work with that link, and then we can go in there, and then we can turn that in. So if you put the test into your work section, then we can actually turn it in.
Hang on.
But right now, it keeps getting rid of our answers,
Okay.
even though we're clicking submit.
Okay.
So it's just submitting nothing?
I hit submit, and I hit submit, and I couldn't see if it said I submitted or not, but I did.
Okay.
I retook the test
Should we
like
just-
3 times.
This is
Don't do
summer.
it.
Hey,
Plumber, I turned it in, like I did the test and then I
just
pressed mark
click
as done.
in the work, even though they had nothing.
Okay. Okay.
I just
So
have
are
a
we
gonna
question.
hear
Though. Can you go
it?
to Brooklyn's answers?
I'm going to check. It's just hard for me to look while I'm in a meet because the computer runs too slowly. So I'll look this afternoon, but I don't want you guys to stress about it. I'll take a look at it over the weekend, and on Monday we'll talk about it and see. Hopefully they're in the Google Docs in the Google Forms section somewhere. Okay? Don't worry about it. Don't stress. No one's going to fail. No one's going to fail because as we've gone through that section, you all were doing a really good job with adding and subtracting. I feel like you have really all mastered that concept. There isn't anyone as we've been working together that's really been struggling with that. So I feel pretty good about it, regardless of whether those answers show up or not.
By other fractions.
Okay.
I don't know, multiply and divide fractions, I think. Like 7, 7, 4 7
Okay,
times.
let's check page 465. The first one says list the next 4 multiples. And let's start with Gavin Rogers for number 1.
3/5, 6/5, 9/5, 12/5, 15/5.
Good. So every day you guys are getting credit for being in class with me and for class participation and answering questions. Okay. So I'm also assessing you in that way. Number 2, Connor.
Okay. 2-6 to 4-6 to 6-6 to 8-6 to 10-6.
There's
That's
some
it.
improper fractions in there.
Yep, and we're just going to leave them as improper fractions in this section. Right.
Okay.
Number 3 and 4, Write the product as the product of a whole number and a unit fraction. Number 3, Yash.
Okay, number 3, like the product of 2 times 1/5, maybe?
8 times 1/5. We have to do 2 times 4, which gives us 8.
Whoa.
Okay, our answer would be 8/5. And they want us to write it as a product of a whole number and a unit fraction. Remember, a unit fraction has the 1 on top. So it's 8 times 1/5. And number 4, David C.
Number 4. 8 times 1/5.
That's number 3. David C, do number 4, because that was number 3.
Number 4.
That's
10
it.
times 1/3.
All right, number 5 is a word problem. Jessica needs, she's making 2 loaves of banana bread. She needs 3/4 cup of sugar for each loaf, but her measuring cup can only hold a 1/4 cup of sugar. How many times will she need to fill the measuring cup? David S., what did you say?
Three times.
All right, how did you get 3 times?
Oh, I was on what number are you
Number
on?
5 on page 465. So how many times will Jessica need to fill the measuring cup in order to get enough sugar for both loaves of bread?
Oh, it was 2 loaves of bread. Okay, so she needs 6 times.
6 times. Good.
So the answer is
All right. Yep. So if she was making 1 loaf of bread, she uses 3/4. If she's making 2 loaves of bread, that's 6/4. And for some reason, the only size measuring cup she has is 1/4. So she'll have to do that 6 times to get 6/4 cups of sugar. Okay. Number 6 is similar to that one. These 4 students are doing an experiment with salt. Each of the 4 students has to add 3/8 teaspoon of salt to the solution, but they only have a 1/8 teaspoon for some reason. How many times will they have to fill that measuring spoon? Aaron, what did you say for number 6?
I said 4/8.
Not 4/8. That's a good try, though. I think I see what you did. You added them together, I think. Let me go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, what did you do for number 6? What was your answer? So, Brooklyn, you'll have to unmute yourself.
3 times.
3 times. Okay, each student has to do it 3 times, but there's 4 students. So how many times is that going to be?
12 times.
12 times. Good, right. Each student is going to have to use that 1/8 teaspoon 3 times. So since there's 4 students, that spoon will be used 12 times. Okay, we're going to work on the next page. The first 2 problems should be like this, okay? Connor, number 1 says Eloise made a list of some multiples of 8/5. Write 5 fractions that could be in her list. So multiples of 8/5. And that's for Connor. All right. So Brooklyn, you can remute and Connor unmute.
Sorry. Eloise made a list of some multiples of 8/5. Right, 5 fractions. That could be okay. So it could be 9/5. Wait,
You're doing multiples of 8/5. So you got to count by eights up top.
Okay, it could be 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56,
All right. What goes on the bottom?
5. Like 16 fifths, 24 fifths, 32 fifths,
Good.
40 fifths, 48 fifths, 56 fifths.
Okay. That's it. So I'm just going to put down the first ones. 16 fifths, 24 fifths, 32 fifths, 40 fifths, 48 fifths. Okay. Number 2, David C. All right, so Connor, you can remute, and David C, unmute.
Number 2.
Mhm.
David is filling a 5 3/4 quart bottles with a sports drink. His measuring cups only holds 1 quart. How many times will David need to fill up the measuring cup in order to fill the 5 bottles? He will need to do it 5 times.
Well, there's 5 of them, but it's a 3/4 quart bottle. So you're going to have to do 5 times 3.
Okay, 15.
Yep, 15 times. Okay, the next part, that spiral review, those are like older concepts, just so we don't forget them. All right, David N., could you read number 3 and tell us what to do?
Ira has 128 stamps in his stamp album. He has the same number of stamps on each of the 8 pages. How many stamps are on each page? So that's division. 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Good. So David N. said right away we need to divide.
4. One moment.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Are you doing 128 divided by 8?
Yeah.
Okay. 8 goes into 12 once.
100. So you can't put it into 1, so I'm putting a 4 here. And then 8 times.
I'm going to hold it up there for you to see, David.
Yo. What do you mean 1 though?
8 goes into 12 once.
Oh.
1 times 8 is 8. And then subtract 12 minus 8 is 4. Bring down.
I think I realized what I was doing. I think I don't know what I was doing. I was dividing it as if it was a different number.
Okay.
I was dividing it as if it was.
Okay. And you should end up with 16 stamps.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, David S.
Ryan is saving up for a bike that cost $198. So far, he has saved $15 per week for the last 12 weeks. How much more money does Ryan need in order to be able to buy the bike?
Okay, so what do we have to do?
He needs $18 more.
Correct. How did you do it?
I multiplied 15 times 12 and got 180, and then I subtracted 198 minus
Good.
180.
Yep. So 15 times 12 is 180. That's how much he saved so far. And he needs 198 total. And so you subtracted. Good job. All right. Gavin Rogers, would you read number 5, please?
Tina buys 3 7/8 yards of material at the fabric store. She uses to make a shirt. Afterwards, she has 1 and 3/8 yards of fabric left over. How many yards of material did Tina use? Do we have to add?
Well, she started out with 3 7/8. They're telling us what she has left.
Oh, we have to subtract.
We have to subtract. Good. So we're going to subtract
7.
3. Mhm.
7 minus 3 is 4. So it's
Mhm.
4/8. 3 minus
Good.
1 is 2, so it's 2 4/8.
Yes, good. And we could reduce that 4/8 to 1/2.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 4/8 or 2.5 yards. Okay. And number 6, that one goes to Sod. Sod, number 6, please.
Well, it goes 7/12,
Mm-hmm.
3/4, and 2/3.
7/12 is good, but switch your 2/3 and 3/4.
2/4 and 3/4.
Yeah. Okay, because 4 times 2 is 8, and 3 times 3 is 9. So 3/4 is going to be bigger. Remember how we do those cross products?
Yeah.
Okay. So 7/12, 2/3, and then 3/4. Okay. Look at the next page. We're going to do a little bit of the mid-chapter checkpoint. Right? Wait, how are we at the mid-chapter checkpoint? You guys just finished up a test. This must be a short chapter.
No, Mrs. Palmer, it's only because we skipped like half of the chapter yesterday.
Well, there's 2 sections so far, so this is a shorter chapter than usual.
I know. I do not feel ready for a mid-chapter checkpoint literally the day after I did a test. This is a bit much.
Right? Okay.
Turn to page 466. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Tomorrow we have the mid-chapter checkpoint.
Let's look at page 467, number 1. A blank of a number is the product of a number and a counting number. Taryn, what would you put for number 1?
Multiple.
Good, multiple. And Taryn, I'm going to have you help me with number 2 also, if you don't mind. A blank always has a numerator of 1. What goes there?
Unit fraction.
Perfect. Good job. Okay, multiple and unit fraction. First 2 answers for the mid-chapter checkpoint. Okay, number 3, list the next 4 multiples. We have 1/2. This one, I think this is a little tricky to get started, but we're on Yosh, so I'm going to have Yosh help me out. Yosh, what would you put for number 3? We have 1/2. So remember, on the bottom, you're going to keep 2's, Yosh. And on the top, you're basically counting by 1s because the first number is a 1.
2 2s
Yep.
and then 3 2s
Yeah, good.
and then 4 2s
Mm-hmm.
and then 5 2s.
Yeah, that's it. Good job. Right. 2 over 2, 3 over 2, 4 over 2, 5 over 2. All right. Number 4, Aaron. Okay, so Aaron, we're going to keep the 5s on the bottom, and we're basically counting by 1s. All right, Aaron, what would you put for number 4?
1/5,
Mm-hmm.
2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/6.
That's it. Good job. All right. All the way up to 5/5. Good. 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5. Okay. Number 5 says write the fraction as a product of a whole number and a unit fraction.
Is it my turn?
Let's go to Brooklyn.
Number 8.
Brooklyn, we're on number 5.
Oh, 1/10.
All right, and what's the whole number you would multiply 1/10 by?
1/10. Wait, I don't get the question.
It says write the fraction as a product of a whole number and a unit fraction. So the unit fraction is 1/10. What would we multiply that by to get 4/10?
4.
4 times 1/10. Good. All right. Number 6, Connor.
Sorry. I'm back now. Number what?
6.
I forgot how to do this really.
What would the unit fraction from 8/12 be?
Can I help him?
A unit fraction always has a 1 on top, Connor. Connor, did you write down the answer to number 5?
I didn't hear it. What was it?
It was 4 times 1/10.
1 second.
So
Okay.
number 6 is
8 times 1, 12.
correct. Good. And number 7, David C.
Number 7. 3 times 1/4.
Yes, 3 times 1/4. Good. Okay, and number 8, David N.
2/5, 4/5, 6/5, 8/5, 10/5.
Good. So you guys are filling in 4/5, 6/5, 8/5, and 10/5. Good. Number 9, David S.
Oh, apple pie. Oh, wait. A cup.
Number 9. 5/6, 10/6, 15/6, 26, and 25/6.
That's it. Good work. Okay. Almost done with the page. Number 10, Gavin. We're not looking at the number line part. Just do the part that says 4 times 2, 6.
Yeah, I crossed that part out. I
Yeah.
crossed the number line out. 4 times 2 is 8, and so it's 4 and 8, 6, or 8 and 1, 6.
8 times 1, 6. Good. And number 11, the very last one, Todd.
It equals 9 times 1/8. 9.
Okay. Page 468, numbers 12 to 15. 4 problems.
Bye, Mrs. Palmer.
That's for homework 468.
Connor.
Yep.
Go to
Mrs. Palmer, is there a some dog
Go to
challenge?
language arts. Connor, go to language arts, okay?
Mrs.
There's
Palmer.
not. There's not a sum dog challenge right now. There will be one next week.
Okay, because
Yeah.
Aaron told us there's one due on Sunday.
That's because Aaron didn't finish his yet. And Aaron Cooper, you do need to do your sum dog challenge.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
Aaron, you
I
did
told him
finish
it
yours
might be
actually.
because- I told him it might be.
Yes,
because-
I did, Esther. I